What's going on, brothers and sisters? Chris here from NamasteGaming, and today we're going deep. So I hit 1,650 subscribers the other day. Welcome, by the way, to all of my new subs, and of course much love to my veteran subs who helped so much with establishing the momentum of the channel early on. You guys are all awesome. But yeah, hit 1,650 subs the other day, and thought I'd reflect and give you guys some insight into what's been awesome and horrible about being a slowly rising YouTuber, and answer some of the more common questions I've gotten across various comments and in my inbox. Let's get to it. Let's start with the number one question I get. What does stay black mean? There's a lot to it, and I don't want to do a whole commentary on it yet, but I probably will eventually. For now, just understand that it pretty much means stay true to yourself. Don't allow money or fear or circumstance to cause you to lose sight of who you are and where you came from. It's probably the most common way I say goodbye to friends, especially if I'm not going to see them for a while, and so I thought I'd extend that sentiment to my internet friends and family. As far as the long version goes, who knows? It's Black History Month, so it's topical. Not that I particularly like the fact that we ignore topics like segregation and the progression of human rights in the First World for 11 months out of the year, but I'm talking myself into a corner here. As far as why I, a white dude, regularly make use of a phrase that originated outside of my culture, well, that's a longer story, but suffice it to say that I've done my research on the history of what it meant to be black in post-slavery America, and while I know I can never understand it without experiencing it, what I can do is respect the hell out of it. I think culturally we miss out on a lot of good lessons because we just assume that whatever group we're a part of has just as much of this life thing figured out as any other group, when really that's not always the case. Saying stay black is an affirmation. It's my way of reminding myself and others that you should live your life honestly in accordance with who you are. Hope that clears it up. Next question. Am I in a relationship, and if so, how does my significant other feel about me doing YouTube? Yes, I actually got engaged to my girlfriend of 10 years last year. No date set because we've both got full plates right now, though. As far as how she feels about the whole thing, well, she's 100% supportive. She knows that becoming a full-time YouTuber is my dream job, and she has helped me literally every step of the way. She's incredible, she's my best friend, and I'm beyond thankful to have her by my side. Next. Can you do a Let's Play of Game X? To put it plainly, no. Probably not in general, and almost definitely not on this channel. Two reasons. One, because I tend to be pretty quiet when I'm playing any game that actually commands my attention, so it'd be kind of boring. And two, because as a rule, I find Let's Plays to be low-grade content. I'm not subbed to any LPers myself, and the only one who I check out on occasion is Northern Lion, who is either substantially better at or spends far more time playing video games than I am currently capable of. If you like Let's Plays, that's cool, it's all just a matter of preference, and I'm not trying to talk crap about LPers or the people who watch them. It's just not my bag, and trust me, you don't want me to force it. If I ever change my mind and get the itch, I'll start up a second channel and shout it from the rooftops, but until then, my official stance is that live streaming is going to be the closest I get to doing a Let's Play. What are the best and worst parts of making content on YouTube? The best part is definitely the response I get from you guys and the interactions that we have. I've said it before, but you guys honestly restore my faith in humanity, and you do it on a regular basis. In just 5 months and over 1,600 subscribers, I've met more kind, caring, creative, and intelligent people than I could have ever hoped to meet just through work or school. The worst part is probably a tie between uncontrollable hardware and software failure and the work lost because of them, and my lack of knowledge resulting in me having to learn as I go, which often means I don't get videos to you guys as quickly as I would like. I like to share ideas with you guys as soon as I decide that they're doable, and I probably need to cut back on that because when I can't deliver, I feel awful, and I hate breaking my word as a rule. Figuring out where to draw the line between looking at you guys as my internet family who I share everything with versus acknowledging YouTube and video making in general as a career path that I am still very much a greenhorn in is a tough call. And lately I've just been erring on the side of trusting that you guys will understand that a lot of the technical side of this stuff is still pretty beastly and overwhelming to me, and hopefully you'll stick by me while I get it sorted. Hopefully I'm right about that one, but I guess we've kind of come full circle on this question. At the end of the day, I do this to interact with you guys, and while that might not be the most business-savvy approach, it makes me happy, and I hope it makes you guys happy too. Ramble mode disengaged. What's in my rig? It should actually be in my channel description by the time this video goes out, but here are the basics. i5 2500K processor, which is currently not overclocked, but I will eventually overclock it when I get time to figure out that whole mess. 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance DDR3 RAM, EVGA NVIDIA 560 Ti Superclock GPU, Western Digital Black 7200 RPM 750 gig hard drive. The capture card I use is the Avermedia, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Live Gamer HD. It's a great card with a lot of upsides, but it's definitely got its issues. I'd highly recommend doing your research before buying one. It's really not for everyone. My mic is a Shure Beta 58A. If you want your recordings to sound good, but you live somewhere noisy like me, and for those of you who don't know, I live in a relatively small apartment in downtown Vancouver. You can't really use the bog standard condenser mics that pick up everything, so you want a dynamic mic like this. This one in particular will run you about $150, but even a cheap $30 dynamic mic will be a huge upgrade over a headset or condenser if your recording environment is noisy like mine. That plugs into a PreSonus 22 VSL audio box, which lets me control the mic gain and have real-time monitoring, that sort of thing. I use a Logitech G600 MMO mouse, and I have a G500 as my backup. Recently swore off Razer mice because they always seem to break within 6 months, but Logitech's been rock solid for me, both in terms of products and customer service, and both the G600 and the G500 are excellent mice. The Razer Death Adder is still probably the most comfortable mouse I've ever used, but I feel like I'd have to buy those things in bulk if I wanted to use them seriously. My keyboard is actually the newest part of my rig. It's a Napu Chalk Mini 10 keyless mechanical keyboard with Cherry MX Brown switches, and I love it. Highly recommended. Got it off of eBay for $105 shipped from a seller named Intelligent Pro. Got here in a week from Hong Kong, which is faster than the stylized escape key and O-rings that I ordered from the US to mod it, so I feel pretty comfortable recommending both the keyboard and the seller. For headphones, I use Astro A40s through the Astro Mix Amp. They're comfy and they sound great. Yes, I know they're overpriced, but I can wear them all day and not get annoyed with them, so they're worth it to me personally. Why don't I have more time to play video games, and why can't I schedule gaming sessions? Mostly because real life gets in the way. And like I said earlier, I feel awful for breaking promises. I spend a lot of time editing, probably a lot more than you guys would expect, and that eats into my gaming time substantially. My fiance is going to school and working full-time, but when she's home, she's my #1 priority. So honestly, a lot of time just goes into hanging out with her, chatting, being her sounding board, helping her with her problems, helping her with school stuff, that kind of thing. Being a good boyfriend/fiance. We also have 3 rabbits, 2 of which are getting older and have semi-regular health problems that need maintenance. So when the fiance is not around and the buns are fine, I'm usually either gaming, editing, answering comments and messages in the odd tweet, or doing research on how I can make my videos and the channel better. A lot of you guys know I've been wanting to stream for a long time. I've spent literally tens of hours fiddling with streaming software, trying to balance audio levels, get decent quality without dropping frames, and figuring out how to position my mic so that you guys can hear my voice better than my keyboard. Stuff like that unfortunately means that I have less time to game than I'd like. I'm lucky that you guys have been super cool about it, and the overwhelming majority of you are smart enough to understand that starting to make high-quality YouTube videos and getting into streaming back-to-back with practically zero previous experience is a bit of a tall order, and I can't wait until this learning curve is behind us and we can just focus on hanging out, gaming, and making great content. Next question. Will I be doing collaborations? If you're talking about dual commentaries, it's not super likely. I find most dual comms come off like an awkward PR gig. If someone came to me with a great idea for a dual comm that fit the vibe of the channel, I'd definitely consider it, but for me the number one rule of YouTube is always make compelling content, and I just don't find the average dual comm all that compelling. What I will be doing is trying to help out smaller YouTubers that are working hard at building their channel and creating excellent content by featuring them on this channel. Still working out the finer details on that one, but if you know of someone who actively uploads and produces high quality videos but just can't seem to get subs for the life of them, send me a PM with a link to their channel, please. I know I'm not exactly a big fish myself, but if they only have 25 subs and 50 of you guys like them enough to sub, that Namaste love just tripled their sub count and got them some momentum, and I'd be happy to be able to do that for someone. That's it for now, but if you guys have more questions, please drop them in the comments section or hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, and if there are enough, I'd love to do a follow-up video next week. We're almost at the half-year mark for the channel, and 2013 is looking like it's going to be pretty awesome so far. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and if there's any other questions you guys have for me, fire away in the comments. Thanks for 1650. Love y'all. Stay black.